Welcome Bitcoin friends, it's Bitcoin Memo. Today we're going to look at the Bitcoin chart and do some TA. We'll look at the daily, the weekly and the short-term time frames. And we'll also look at market cipher and see what indications we're getting from that indicator. Last week we were expecting Bitcoin to have a bit of a pullback at a certain level and come back down, and we were looking for a trade entry. So we'll look at the progression of that. And I think Bitcoin may be in the calm before the storm. I think next month will be quite good for Bitcoin. If that sounds interesting, stay tuned. And let's get into the charts. So I just want to start here on the daily chart for Bitcoin. And during the last video, we were around this area here. And I said I expect us to come up to this 0.5 level on the fib retracement. And we also saw that the VPVR here had a lot of volume traded at that level, and I thought that might act as resistance. And we did come up to that level. We did get a rejection, and we are coming back down now. And I said I'm looking to get into a trade. I did draw this drawing here in the last video, expecting us to turn around and possibly look to get into a trade between this 0.5 level and the golden pocket here on the retracement, just from the bottom to the top there. And so far it's looking quite good. We are starting to come down, and some people are expecting that we are going to make a lower low here, possibly go to the 21-week exponential moving average. But I think that we might make a higher low here and form a W shape, and then upon breaking that and also this trend line here, I think we'll start going a lot higher again. So just looking at the EMA ribbon here on the daily, we can see that we came up into this ribbon, and I said I'd be watching this yellow line here to also reject, which was in confluence with that 0.5 level. And we did go slightly higher on the rumor that Facebook might have put Bitcoin on their balance sheet, but then we did come back down again in a short time after it was shown that they didn't. And now we are starting to come back down. Just looking on the 4-hour EMA ribbon here, we can see we did get above it, and I was looking at this yellow line to cross above the red line to confirm that we might continue higher. But I did mention when we look back at previous lows here, sometimes this can be quite erratic and up and down movement above and below this ribbon when it does squeeze like this. So I think we might see something similar here, and this occasion we did pull back to the golden pocket area. So I am looking for something similar to happen here. There was always the chance that we might just come back a little bit similar to this pullback and carry higher, but at the moment looks like we have broken below that ribbon, and as long as the next 4-hour candle closes somewhere in this lower range, I think we are going to go lower. So how am I trading this? Well, I've just got this fib drawn here from the bottom all the way to the top, and then I also have this smaller fib here just drawn from the bottom of this drop to the turnaround point that we've just had. And just zooming in on this smaller fib here. So I don't think we are going to make a lower low here. It is possible, but I don't think that's what's going to happen. And so I think we're going to make a higher low. So I'm looking to get in mainly here at this golden pocket area, but I have started buying a bit higher up. I did buy some here at this 382 level, just 10,000 contracts, and I'm looking to get in more here. Another 10,000 there, and then 15,000. So I'm just building up the order size as we go further down, with most of the orders here coming at this golden pocket area. So it'd be 40,000 contracts here, which would be more than these top three combined, just to lower that average buy-in. I do think we will come down here and form this lower low and then start going higher again. And we can see that looking at both of these fibs together, that the golden pockets for both are at quite similar levels, so that's why I do have this higher order up here. And again, if I'm wrong, I'll probably sell the trade below this 786 level, just below the bodies of these candles here on the 4-hour. And if we do go lower, I'll be looking for that 21-week exponential moving average, which we'll have a look at on another chart. So let's just have a look at the RSI here in orange and the stochastic RSI. And maybe we'll start with the 1-hour chart. In the previous video, we were around here, and I did say once we get to this dotted line, this 70 level, we are starting to get overbought on the hourly chart. And then we did get this triple bearish divergence with lower highs on the RSI and higher highs on the price, and eventually it did lead to this coming back down. And if we look currently, we can see that we are starting to get quite low here on the RSI, and I do find the 1-hour quite useful with the RSI, especially once we get below these dotted lines as a possible turnaround point. And I always think we shouldn't get into a long trade until we are at least at these dotted lines or below, and even looking for a divergence. And we can see currently we are quite close to these dotted lines. And if we do drop below these lines, we will make a lower lows on the RSI and possibly higher lows on the price. So let's look at the 2-hour now. We can see the 2-hour RSI is starting to come down, and a similar thing here, looking for divergence. And onto the 4-hour chart, we can see the stochastic RSI has completely come down, and the RSI is at about a 42 reading, so it does still have a bit more room to come down. And again, looking for this golden pocket area here, and for this to come all the way down possibly to this dotted line. And if we go to the 6-hour, we can see that the 6-hour on the stochastic also has been coming down and it's pretty much gotten to the bottom now. The RSI is at around 44. And on the 12-hour, we can see the stochastic RSI is still quite high and hasn't started to come down. And with the daily, we are in this middle range with the stochastic RSI. And on the daily, we look at the RSI, we did come all the way down to this dotted line at the 30 level. And this was very low. If we look back in the past, the last time we were that low was around September. And even then, we weren't quite as low as this pullback. We would have to go all the way back to the stock market crash back in March of last year, and that was the last time we were below this dotted line. So that's one of the reasons I do think that this was the bottom here, and I do think we have one more pullback to this golden pocket area, form this W, and then I think we're going higher again. And let's just take a quick look at the weekly. Of course, we have the 21-week exponential moving average, which is currently at 45,000. And when next week opens, we'll possibly be around 45.5, maybe 46,000. And I've just got this measuring tool just to show you where the average is being taken over these last 21 weeks. And just looking at the RSI, we were seeing it zigzag its way down here. We talked about this yellow line being support here on the RSI during the 2017 bull run, and also pulling back to this 21-week exponential moving average several times. And interesting to note, when next week opens, it will be around here. So if we were to have a drop, we could stay in this channel on the RSI here and also come down pretty much to this yellow line. So it is possible that we come down, but personally I do think this is the bottom. So let's have a quick look at market cipher indicator. And we were looking at the momentum of this green wave and this red wave. And this is the money flow, money going in when it's green, money going out when it's red. And we did say it's starting to curve back up. But as we can see at the moment, we have started coming back down with this red money flow. So I do think that this blue wave here is probably going to come down and form a tidal wave here and then start going back up again. And then eventually this red wave will turn green with money coming into the market. I think we'll see something similar to this, where we had this big wave down in the blue, and then we had these smaller waves here as the red money flow came back up and started coming into the green again. And we can see a similar thing here where we bottomed out and we formed this W shape, and then we took off, and again this was a golden pocket retracement here from the bottom to the top. So I do think we'll see something similar as what we did here. And just looking on the 2 hour, we can see that the blue wave is coming down. We don't have a green dot yet on the 2 hour. And looking on the 1 hour, you can see that's also coming down. This green wave is starting to come back down to the 0 line to dip back into the red for a little bit here. The 6 hour, we can see that the money flow is still going down and it hasn't started to curve around yet, and the blue wave is starting to come down to the 0 line. And looking on the 12 hour, we started to come back up here. We did get this red dot, so it looks like we are going to come back down, but I will be looking for a tight wave here with a green dot similar to this W that we just talked about before. And we can see here a similar pattern. We came down, got the green dot, we came up, got this red dot, and now I think we're going to come down and make this small blue wave here. Once we get that green dot, then we'll start really taking off. And looking on the daily, we can see that we just had this one green dot here, and then we did take off on the run, and we have had that green dot. So we can see here that once this momentum of this blue wave starts coming up and crosses the 0 line, as we did back here, I think it will really start taking off, and we'll also go above this yellow 21-day moving average. If we were to just draw that out approximately, might be something like that, and then we go back up with the blue wave, and this would be around the 3rd of May, so after the weekend, coming into next week. So we form this W with a higher low, get above this yellow 21-day moving average and cross the 0 line here, and this blue wave starts coming up, and then I think we'll have a similar run up to what we did here. So let's see how this plays out, and I think it's going to happen over the next couple of days, over the weekend. I do think we are going to come down here, make this higher low, and then coming into next week we will start going higher again. And once we break above this 56.6 level on the way back up, then I think we will start to go towards new all-time highs again. And as I said in the intro, I think May is going to be quite a big month for Bitcoin. I think we're going to see quite big gains, especially with this weekly stochastic RSI being so low at a 1 reading. We've got so much room to go up here. As we can see, during the last time we were this low, we ran up going from September all the way to January. So it was a 3 months running up and staying there. And this took us all the way from 11,000 to 38,000. So I do think this next run up is going to be quite big, and I do think it will happen in May. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that analysis. We'll have to watch Bitcoin over the weekend and coming into next week, and hopefully it plays out and get into a nice trade. Again, do your own trades. This is not financial advice. Thanks for watching. I'm Bitcoin Mamo. See you next time.